Hello everyone, welcome here. I'm Anas Al Ubaidi, and in this session, this will be the second video or second session or second topic for chapter 10 as part of the curriculum for the Advanced Medical Science Liaison and Medical uh, Monitor Certification or Advanced MSL and MM Certification course, AMSLC course by the CCRPS. As it is, we are still in chapter 10 and chapter 10 about monitoring techniques and tools. And we are in the second topic or session, which is about the adaptive monitoring techniques and predictive analytics. Little introduction about the topic for this video. The landscape of clinical research is constantly evolving, with technological advancements enabling more efficient and effective oversight. So this sentence is very much broad and umbrella for all the aspects that might cover all the aspects in clinical research and any professional uh, field, actually, including clinical research. So here it's saying that clinical research is constantly evolving, which is true, but with technological advancements enabling more efficient and effective oversight. So by using the technology, by using the up-to-date, the most modern technology possible, we can implement such technological advancements in order to enable ourselves, enable the monitors, enable the whole clinical research to be to have the more efficient and more effective oversight in order, by the end, maintain the same outcomes on regard to quality and patient safety and results. Among these breakthroughs, adaptive monitoring techniques and predictive analytics have emerged as pivotal tools in ensuring clinical trial success and advancing healthcare decision making. So this is about our topic for this session. So among these breakthroughs, now which is our topic, the adaptive monitoring techniques and predictive analytics have emerged as pivotal tools in ensuring clinical trial success and advancing healthcare decision making. Adaptive monitoring optimizes trial oversight by dynamically adjusting monitoring strategies based on active data trends and identified risks. It moves beyond static protocols, allowing for real-time responses to ensure compliance, data quality, and participant safety, patient safety. Meanwhile, predictive analytics harnesses the power of historical data, machine learning, and statistical modeling to forecast outcomes, guide resource allocation, and anticipate trial challenges. For advanced physician medical monitors, which is us, the medical monitors, the advanced physician medical monitors, for us, these methodologies represent the cutting edge of clinical trial management. Adaptive monitoring, when executed effectively, ensures that resources are focused on addressing high priority risks rather than adhering to rigid, uniform oversight strategies. On the other hand, predictive analytics provides actionable insights, offering an invaluable toolset for making informed decisions that enhance trial outcomes and patient care. Now, the key points for the topic, we'll start with adaptive monitoring techniques. Adaptive monitoring reshapes the adaptive monitoring techniques or adaptive monitoring reshapes the traditional approach to trial oversight. Now, here, by saying we have adaptive monitoring, for sure we have the traditional monitoring technique or approach. So here, the adaptive monitoring reshapes the traditional approach to trial oversight by allowing flexibility in monitoring routine tasks and emphasizing identified risks. Below are the integral techniques that comprise adaptive monitoring. Let's see. Despite of the order, we'll start with centralized statistical monitoring, CSM, centralized statistical monitoring. So centralized statistical monitoring is a data-driven technique that uses aggregated data from multiple sites to identify anomalies or deviations without requiring continuous physical site visits. So here is a centralized monitoring system that uses statistics. That does statistics. That's why it's called centralized statistical monitoring. Uses aggregated data, whatever data we have, whatever that the system has of data from multiple sites, not only from one site, but multiple sites to identify anomalies or deviations without requiring continuous physical site visits. Key features employs data analytics tools to detect trends, inconsistencies, or outliers that warrant uh, attention. Application, as for an example, during a phase 3 oncology trial, centralized monitoring flags a site with unusually low reported adverse events, prompting closer scrutiny and targeted follow-up. And this is a simple example how was the centralized statistical monitoring used. Remote monitoring. As of remote monitoring enables trial staff to oversee trial activities electronically, often in real time. So when it is electronically, often in real time, reducing costs and increasing efficiency. Reducing costs, so is cost efficient, and increasing efficiency of the trial. Instead of traveling to sites, monitors can review electronic case report forms, ECRFs or EDCs, the other name, electronic data capture, and other digital documentation to identify potential risks. Key features provides oversight through accurate real-time electronic data review. Application, as for an example, ECRF, the electronic case report forms, reveal missing entries for consent forms, triggering remote site engagement to resolve the discrepancy. The other point also, as adaptive monitoring techniques, we have the trigger-based monitoring. This method is particularly effective for responding to predefined thresholds or triggers. Instead of following a preset schedule, monitoring frequency is adjusted based on specific issues or risks. It's called what? Trigger-based monitoring. Adjusted based on specific issues and/or risks. Key features here, the trigger thresholds include protocol deviations, high adverse event frequency, or discrepancies in dosing schedules. Application, as for an example, if pediatric patients in a vaccine trial report consistent adverse events, monitoring is escalated instantly to mitigate risks. On-site targeted monitoring, OTM, on-site or targeted monitoring. So targeted monitoring this OTM focuses only on the specific risks or outcome or concerns identified at a trial site. So also for certain reasons, certain concern or certain risk or issue. This saves time and resources by allowing the monitor to address issues without conducting comprehensive reviews. Save time of the monitor. So the monitor comes on site physically in person and would be directed what to do instead of doing first a comprehensive review, but he or she knows what to do. Key features allows a precision focus on problem areas such as investigational product or IP or study medication SM, the other terminology for it, handling or documentation errors. Application, as for an example, after temperature deviations are flagged, investigational product and study medication storage at the site, an on-site visit focuses solely on investigating and correcting storage practices. Now we have the risk-based monitoring RBM. Risk-based monitoring prioritizes tasks and resource allocation toward areas of the trial deemed high risk in terms of participant safety, regulatory compliance, and data quality. Key features encourages flexible oversight by emphasizing risk prioritized activities. Application as for an example, high enrollment error rates at a naive site lead to intensified monitoring compared to experienced sites reporting consistent high quality data. Here's a summarized diagram, or diagram that summarizes the components of adaptive monitoring, as we have here. The centralized statistical monitoring, CSM, uses data analytics to detect anomalies. We have the trigger-based monitoring, adjusts monitoring frequency based on risks or certain issues. And then we have the remote monitoring enables electronic oversight in real time. Predictive analytics in clinical research and healthcare decision making. Predictive analytics uses advanced statistical models, machine learning algorithms, and artificial intelligence, AI, to predict future events, trends, and outcomes by identifying patterns and correlations in large complex datasets. It empowers clinical teams to preempt challenges and optimize trial performance. Now we have defining predictive analytics, as analytics focuses on anticipating outcomes, trends, or risks by analyzing historical and real-time data using statistical and machine learning models. The primary objective: enable proactive measures by forecasting key aspects of trials or healthcare processes. Application as for an example, a machine learning framework anticipates ICU, intensive care unit bed demand during an infectious disease outbreak, guiding resource allocation and staffing needs. And this is just an example how the predictive analytics was used. Key techniques in predictive analytics, we have the regression analysis. So the key techniques, we have the regression analysis, as regression analysis establishes the relationships between dependent and independent variables to generate outcome predictions. For example, to clarify more, hospital readmission rates are modeled based on factors like previous discharge notes, comorbidities, and demographic trends. Now, we have another technique called decision trees. And trees segment data based on specific criteria, creating simple uh, if this then that paths for predictive insights. The application for it, the decision trees, as for example, identifies predictors of high-risk patients such as age and pre-existing conditions to prevent readmissions through preemptive care. Cluster analysis, another technique. As a cluster analysis, groups similar data points to identify patterns or trends across populations or trial datasets. As for example, application, how to apply, segments populations into distinct clusters such as patients predisposed to chronic diseases to guide early intervention. Applications in practice. Predictive analytics provides actionable insights across numerous domains, predicting patient outcomes, anticipates response to treatments based on individual health profiles, resource allocation, optimizes supply chains, logistics, and staffing in clinical contexts, high-risk patient identification, focuses interventions on patients most likely to benefit, preventing adverse, so that to preventing as a result to prevent or preventing adverse events, AEs. Application, for example, predictive algorithms that flag oncology patients with increased treatment response risk according to historical and demographic data. Here, a summarized diagram summarizes what we just explained about the components of predictive analytics in healthcare. As we have here, the primary objective enable proactive measures in healthcare. We have regression analysis, establish relationships for outcome predictions, and decision trees create simple paths for predictive insights. Benefits of adaptive monitoring and predictive analytics. So both adaptive monitoring and predictive analytics deliver significant advantages that improve trial efficiency, safety, and outcome quality. So adaptive monitoring benefits would be enhanced flexibility, allows tailored oversight, ensuring resources are allocated proportional to risk levels. Improved efficiency reduces unnecessary site visits while addressing high priority issues. Proactive risk management detects and mitigates emerging risks through data driven escalation. As for example, as application for the adaptive monitoring, to see the benefits. Example, adaptive monitoring limits field audits at compliance sites while deploying additional resources to ones, high risk sites. Predictive analytics benefits. Enhanced decision making offers a data-driven framework for solutions to challenges in patient care and resource management. Cost optimization reduces unnecessary expenditures by guiding interventions where they are most needed. Personalized patient care adapts treatment protocols based on anticipated patient responses. Application, as for an example, for predictive analytics, reduces patient no-shows through scheduling predictions, improving clinician productivity. So we'll end up by improving clinician productivity or clinician productivity improvement or enhancement. Here, I summarized a good diagram about benefits of adaptive monitoring and predictive analytics, flexibility, decision making, enhanced flexibility, tailors oversight to allocate resources by risk, and we have the improved inefficiency, minimizes site visits by prioritizing critical issues. Um, and we have here the adaptive monitoring, uh, and here the efficiency point. Here, personalized patient care adapts treatment based on patient response predictions. Cost optimization uh, guides spending by identifying necessary interventions, and we have the predictive analytics as well. So as you see here, it's a circle, closed circle, no start, no end, as everything is related to each other and linked to each other. Challenges in implementation. As as any for any implementation in clinical research in any aspect, we have challenges. Adapting adaptive monitoring and predictive analytics involves overcoming certain barriers or challenges. Um, we can start with technical skill gaps, as challenge here limited familiarity with advanced monitoring tools or predictive modeling. Here, the solution comprehensive training programs for staff. If we bring an advanced system to already trained staff to a traditional system or previous system, here we'll have resistance. We have the lack of knowledge on regard for the new, most up-to-date technology. So here, the solution is comprehensive training programs for staff. Data quality concerns challenge for real-time data submission impacts oversight. Solution for it implements strong data validation protocols to minimize inaccuracies. Regulatory challenges, as the challenge here, hesitation from regulatory authorities can hinder adoption. Solution proactively involve regulators during initial discussions and pilots. Interpretation of complexity, the challenge complex analytical models can confuse end users. Solutions simplify output using dashboards and visual summaries for stakeholder clarity. We have this diagram overcoming barriers or challenges to adaptive monitoring adoption. We have the uh, technical skill gaps, limited tool familiarity, enhanced skills, improved staff proficiency, better quality, data quality, accurate real-time data, regulatory support, increased regulatory engagement, simplified analysis, clearer stakeholder insights. The most recent or the recent advancements in monitoring techniques and predictive and adaptive monitoring techniques and predictive analysis or predictive analytics. Innovations continue to shape the fields of monitoring and analytics. AI, artificial intelligence supported tools, machine learning models enhance anomaly detection during adaptive monitoring. Blockchain, the audit trail system, secure trial audit trails using immutable data storage, real-time dashboards, interactive visualizations allow immediate responses to changing trial data. Dynamic predictive models, tools dynamically adjust forecasts as new data becomes available. Application example, AI artificial intelligence streamlines COVID-19 trial recruitment by predicting outbreak surges and staffing uh, recruitments requirements. So here are the recent advancements that were implemented or used: AI supported tools, blockchain, real-time dashboards, dynamic predictive models, and application. Example for it is AI streamlines COVID-19 trial recruitment by predicting outbreak surges and staffing requirements. As an example, application example for a recent advancement. Mastering adaptive monitoring and predictive analytics equips advanced medical monitors or clinical scientists or the clinical scientists with the tools to ensure dynamic, data-informed trial oversight while optimizing healthcare decision making. Here's a nice diagram summarizes the innovations in healthcare analytics as AI-supported tools, the blockchain, the real-time dashboards, and the dynamic predictive models all ended up with enhanced trial oversight, enhancement of the trial oversight. Summary tables here, we have the key features of adaptive monitoring. We have the feature description example, feature dynamic adjustment, focus on critical data, real-time decisions, lower resource use, and proactive risk mitigation. We have another table, adaptive monitoring techniques, the technique, the focus area for it, the description, the example, the technique. We have centralized monitoring, remote monitoring, trigger-based monitoring, on-site targeted monitoring. As the difference between trigger-based monitoring adjusts oversight when thresholds are breached, and the focus area for it will be monitoring based on specific conditions, while on-site targeted monitoring focuses efforts on identified non-compliance and the focus area for its site-specific problem-solving activities. So here's the differences as per description or per definitions for both trigger-based monitoring and on-site targeted monitoring. A little bit similar or based on similar ideology or idea or method, but there are small differences in between both, and uh, in order to differentiate between both. Risk-based monitoring (RBM) as a technique, focus area prioritizing high-risk zones, and the description for it scales oversight proportional to identified challenges. Predictive analytics application, the application area, key focus, description, and an example. Application area, we have the patient outcome prediction, resource allocation, high-risk population ID, um, hospital operations, and drug development. Benefits and challenges of predictive analytics and adaptive monitoring, we have the aspect, the benefit and challenge, and the example. As aspect oversight flexibility, cost efficiency, data quality demands technological skills and regulatory balance. Recent advancement in adaptive monitoring and predictive analytics, advancement description application example, advancement we have AI, artificial intelligence, real-time dashboards, blockchain, the audit trail system, blockchain utilization, automated models, and data harmonization. Now we have a application table applies on scenarios. Scenario, key principle that was applied for each scenario, the key actions, the timeline, and what to watch out for. Scenario of high protocol deviations in a cardiovascular trial, the key principle that was applied, adaptive monitoring. Scenario of missing ECRFs, electronic case report forms identified during remote monitoring is remote monitoring the key principle that was applied. Frequent adverse events at pediatric study sites, key principle was applied was trigger based monitoring. Outlier adverse events reporting rates detected by centralized analytics, key principle that was applied centralized statistical monitoring, CSM. ICU intensive care unit shortages predicted in pandemic planning as key principle that was applied predictive analytics for resource uh, planning. Continue with the scenarios, site cross-train for investigational product breaches, key principle applied, on-site targeted monitoring, OTM. The scenario for hospital readmissions, forecast for chronic disease patients, predictive algorithms for outcome prediction. That was the principle that was applied for it. Detecting unreported trends in trial outliers, the key principle that was applied, integration with AI, artificial intelligence for risk forecasting. Continuing with the scenario, rapid recruitment discrepancies across multiple sites, the key principle that was applied real-time dashboards in adaptive monitoring, a scenario of immutable clinical audit records using blockchain, audit trail system, key principle that was applied blockchain for secure data um, oversight. And then in order to revise, we have some MCQs or multiple choice questions. Question one, what is a defining feature of adaptive monitoring? Is it A, it maintains a fixed monitoring schedule regardless of site performance. It focuses on conducting physical audits at all trial sites, or C, it adjusts oversight strategies dynamically based on risk and real-time data, or D, it eliminates the need for centralized monitoring. So it is C, definitely, as adaptive monitoring adjusts oversight strategies dynamically based on risk and real-time data. As adaptive monitoring is a flexible approach that modifies oversight activities depending on identified risks and evolving data trends, enhancing trial efficiency and compliance. It doesn't adhere to rigid schedules and focuses on dynamic adjustments instead. Question two, which adaptive monitoring technique uses aggregated data to identify anomalies? Is it the on-site targeted monitoring, OTM, centralized statistical monitoring, CSM, C, remote monitoring, or D, trigger-based monitoring? So it is B, centralized statistical monitoring. Statistics such monitoring system does statistical analytics in order to using aggregated data in order to identify any anomalies and or deviations. So it is B. CSM, centralized statistical monitoring, relies on reviewing aggregated data to detect irregularities or patterns such as outlier adverse event reporting rates. This method is central to increasing oversight efficiency without needing frequent site visits. Question three, which predictive analytics technique is best suited for grouping similar populations based on disease trends? Is it grouping similar populations? Is it regression analysis A, B, cluster analysis, C, decision trees, or D, trigger-based predictions? It is B, cluster analysis, as cluster analysis signals similar data points, which can be particularly useful for grouping populations experiencing similar chronic disease trends. Similar. This insight informs targeted healthcare resource allocation and personalized care strategies. Question four, what is a significant benefit of adaptive monitoring in clinical research? It eliminates the need for on-site presence entirely. It standardizes fixed monitoring plans for all sites. It reduces costs, enhances compliance by focusing only on high-risk areas, or it prioritizes regulatory approval oversight compliance. So it is C as the significant benefit of adaptive monitoring in research reduces costs and improves compliance by focusing only on high-risk areas. So C, as of adaptive monitoring minimizes unnecessary oversight for compliance sites, allocating resources to high-risk areas instead. This selective focus improves cost efficiency and ensures timely detection and resolution of issues. Question 5, what is one challenge associated with predictive analytics in healthcare, and what is its solution? Is it A, lack of staff expertise, provide visual clarity in reports, or B, technical model complexity, simplify visual interpretations? Is it C, data quality issues, implement rigorous validation protocols, or D, insufficient monitoring sites, increase physical sites? So definitely from the ABCD, one of the most important challenges and concern or difficulties that might associate with that might be associated with predictive analytics in healthcare and in clinical research as well is data quality, as it's of C data quality issues and the resolution for it implement rigorous validation protocols. As predictive analytics can only be as effective as the data it analyzes, meaning as we mentioned also earlier, um, predictive analytics is good and strong as long as the data is strongly good, accurate, meaning the more accurate, the more proper, the more good quality, strong quality the data has, the better the predictive analytics is, the strong the predictive analytics is. So poor quality or incomplete data can compromise outcomes. As a result, introducing strict data validation measures ensures the integrity and accuracy of analysis. And here we come to the end of this session, or to the end of this video, or to the end of this topic. We come to the end of it. Uh, Thank you very much, and goodbye.